Open up the hearts, Michael. Chavra, welcome. Welcome. Whew, Thursday night, we made it. It's almost Shabbos. Michael, great to see you. Almost Purim, 55 days until Purim, 1 day until Shabbos. We all know 70 days of intensive longing. And in 70 days, Bezrat Hashem, with the help of Hashem, the 70 days will be revealed to us. Chavra, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's having a great week. And let's bring in Shabbos. Let's bring in Shabbos to the deepest depths. Tefillah b'Shem Kol Yisrael. For Pesach Re'uvin bid Nusaf Asara. Baruch Bas Yehudi. Smirim Dodi Bas Chani Ucheved. Yonah Bas Basia. Shir Bas Basia. Sinai Re'uvin ben Mani. And every neshama, Klal Yisrael in the world. Bezrat Hashem. Taking responsibility for the world. Ross, great to see you. Are you in Efrat or Jerusalem?
I'm in Efrat right now, on my way to Yerushalayim to see the Tzaddik Yisod Olam Rav Yair.
Whoa!
So, yeah. Waiting at the bus stop right now.
Whoa! Chavre!
Big stuff. It's big stuff.
Master of the world! Help us fulfill perfectly the teaching of our sages that every single person is obliged to say the world was created for my sake. Oh, this is geschmack. I'll tell you guys afterwards. Help me keep these words in my heart constantly so that I should always steer clear of even the smallest sin or anything else that goes contrary to your will, so that I never become the cause of any kind of deficiency, damage, or impediment, whether myself or in the world as a whole. Instead, let me always be watchful for anything I can do to improve or benefit the world and provide for its needs, and let me pray for the world. B'Shem Kol Yisrael, Chavra, B'Shem Kol Yisrael. Rav Simcha Bunim of Piascesna says that one should hold two cards in his pockets, one in the right pocket, one in the left pocket. And in one pocket, you should have written on the card, the world was created for me. The world was created for my sake. You should always have that in your pocket. In the left pocket, in the other pocket, you should have written on it dust and ashes. It's a good balance, however. It's good balance. It's good balance. Rosala is loving it. Rosala is loving it. Weekday Shemona Esrei and Shabbos. Halacha l'maisa. If you accidentally start saying a weekday Shemona Esrei on Shabbos, except for Musaf, of course, you finish the bracha you are in, go back to the beginning of the special Shabbos section, and continue with the Shabbos Shemona Esrei. I don't know if you guys, I think I experienced this last week. Start to say Lechu Neranena. I was like, what's going on? Didn't know what to do, but now we're learning the halacha. Amazing. In other words, if at Marav, for example, what?
You get to slach lanu ki. You stop banging your chest on Shabbos.
Wow.
And you realize something weird. People look at you strangely.
You experienced it before?
Avada.
Wow. Geschmack. Geschmack that we're learning the halacha. If at Mariv, for example, you find yourself in the middle of Atachonen, right here, or even Shema Kolenu, you first complete that bracha and then continue with Atakidashta. Geschmack, Chavra. Geschmack halacha. Hopefully, we don't do that. Hopefully, we don't get to that point. Bezrat Hashem. Continuing with Rabbeinu, I've lost my place. Sicha 14. Last
Trevor,
night was a hard.
that's big. One second, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's big.
What, the halacha?
That's a big halacha.
It's a massive halacha. It's a
Massive,
massive.
okay?
It's a mess. It's
It's
a mess.
It's massive. You know what it means not to this week's parsha. Wow, oh my God. Literally in this week's parsha. It says, don't say Hashem's name in vain. It's Pashat. You know, I it's so easy to say, like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to steal it. I didn't want to, like, interrupt, but I had to.
No.
We said, like, it's so easy to be in that matzav and say, oh my God, I'm in Slach Lano, and I don't want to, like, you pound your chest once and you say, and then you, like, you step out of it, and then you go right back to whatever it is, to whatever Ata Kidasht or whatever. And you don't complete the bracha because, like, wait, I said the wrong thing. But it's huge. Finish the bracha. Finish the bracha.
Oh my gosh, Shifala. Shifala, your mama is piercing my soul. You're warming us up, Shifala.
I love it. It's a very Hasidic approach to the things, right?
That's halacha. It's halacha.
Halacha, yeah.
This is
Halacha.
halacha 24/7, 12. Valley
It's
Market.
like fit. Don't say, right? It's not that you made a mistake or it's an avera that you said the wrong brachas. Oy vey, oy vey, oy vey. Finish the bracha. Bless God. Bless the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And continue. It's a bracha. The bracha is a bracha.
Wow. Woo. You know what? The Kotzker Rebbe used to tell us Hasidim, this is just like the most geschmack thing. I actually saw it very recently. So it's fresh on the top of the head. The Kotzker Rebbe used to teach his Hasidim that externally you should be a normal person, right? Like you mess up at times, you could sin sometimes. All right, geschmack. But internally you're serving Hashem. Internally you're doing the mitzvos. You have the inside. But then there's other people who hold that you're supposed to look perfect on the outside, wear all the perfect clothing, saying all the perfect brachos. But internally, they're not keeping those mitzvos. Internally, they're broken. But Michael, you just revealed, Michael and Samson Schiff revealed the deepest thing. It's okay if you say the wrong bracha. It's okay. We're human beings. We're just trying to serve the Ribbon Shalom. Rabbi Nachman starts Sicha 14. I envy a sincerely religious Jew, such as we call an Erlich Yid, right? Which really means an honorable Jew. He may appear to have guts and limbs like everyone else, but he's really something more. A sincerely religious man is very precious indeed. And Chaver, this is where we need to open our hearts to the deepest steps. This is the biggest teaching in the world from Rabbi Nachman. The main thing is desire and longing. Of course, this alone is not enough, for it should be realized in action. It's not enough to just have the longing and the thoughts of doing good, but really, l'maisa, practicing the halachos, serving the Ribbon Shalom through action. We are taught that one who is under duress is exempt by God, according to Baba Basra 28b. But this is only true, Chavra, when one actually desires not to be exempted. And we'll see what this really means in a second. You may be under duress, but you should not be satisfied with the fact that you are exempt. Right? So the cheshbonos in Shemayim may give you a pass for something that you may not do, or you can't handle. You don't have the kalim to do. We'll give you an exemption. It's okay. But we shouldn't be okay with the exemption. We shouldn't rely on the exemption. You must continually long to bring this good desire to fruition. If you want to do X, bring it to Y. When you are not willing to be satisfied with the fact that you may be exempt, the desire to complete the task is in itself very beneficial. There always needs to be longing and yearning, but not just longing and yearning. Then even if you find the task impossible, you have a worthy accomplishment in the desire alone. Now, if we go to Sichot 260, you can help us clarify what Rabbi Nachman means when you're under duress, right? According to Basra, when you're under duress, you can be exempt by God. Now comes Rav Nachman in 260. The Rebbe once emphasized the importance of longing and thirsting for the holy Ribbon Shalom, even if you are not worthy of the actual fulfillment. Right? Let's say you want to do something, you have all these plans, but you're not actually able to do it. You may not have the kelim, or you just don't do it. The yearning itself is good. This has already been discussed at length, like we just read in Sichot 14. Now here are the proofs, Chavra. This is where we need to open our hearts very, very deep. The Rebbe brought proof for this from a law in the Shulchan Aruch. If you are in an unclean place and cannot recite the Shema, you should at least think it in your heart. Wow. Chavra, this is the biggest thing in the world. Know it in your heart. Right? Other commentaries, the Magin Avram, explain that you should think you must recite the Shema and be upset by your inability to do so. You then receive a reward for this. So if you can't say the Shema, but you're yearning to say the Shema, you have it in your heart, you're upset that you're getting exempt by the fact that you can't say Shema and that you're in an unholy place. You're receiving massive reward for this. Even though you cannot actually complete an observance, the yearning and longing is so precious and worthy of reward. Wow, what a teaching from Rabbeinu, Sichot 14. And we're just gonna continue with a little Maisa that I saw from the Piascesna Rebbe in the Warsaw Ghetto. One of the great rabbis, one of the great tzaddikim. The Sfarim say that Yom Kippur means that Yom Kippur is a day like Purim, like Kippurim, right? Purim is coming up, 55 days. Just as on Yom Kippur, we must fast, whether we like it or not. So on Purim, we must have simcha, whether we feel it or not. We have to. We're obligated to feel simcha. And we've learned in the past what it means to force simcha in order to feel real simcha. But isn't this a contradiction? That's the obvious question we're all asking ourselves. Simcha is a feeling of joy. How can a person feel the simcha and be commanded to feel the simcha if he doesn't feel happy? Spiritual growth is a form of simcha, trusting in the Ribbon Shalom. And remember, the Piascesna Rebbe was saying this in the Warsaw Ghetto. Even in dire circumstances is a form of simcha. Chavra, may we have that faith. May we be simcha when we're not supposed to be simcha. May we serve Hashem and have a deep, intensive longing, even if we're unable to do certain actions and practice certain halachos for various circumstances. The mamash continue to have a burning fire like the Erech HaYiddim. Questions, comments, please feel free. Rabbi Nachman, Sichot 14. Wow. Last Sichot was hard. Sichot 13. I'm still trying to chop it. Still trying to chop it. Sure, Kasasi chops it. Reveal the secrets at some point. Anyone else? Michaela, Samson, Kislasi. Michael, it's great to see you. It's great to see you, brother.
Jack, it's so good to see you. It's a schus to hear your voice and to hear the Torah that you share with us. And may you continue to always be a light to whoever is around you.
Amen. Uman Rosh Hashanah. Are we going together? Uman Rosh Hashanah. Uman Rosh Hashanah.
It's a while to Rosh Hashanah. Be'ez Hashem, there'll be a Beis HaMikdash. No one's going to Oman.
Amen.
Yeah, we're doing.
Beis HaMikdash in Uman.
Saints will be in the front lines.
A little dangerous with what Russia is saying now about attacking Ukraine. It's a little dangerous to build a base of English there.
Aren't there there are wars going on now?
There's a big threat or something according to them this week.
My friend just went to the Ukraine. He went on one of those trips.
Yeah.
Amen, Elo Uman.
Have you been, Jack?
To Uman, Bevadai. My Shana Bet. I went for 36 hours. Went to Berdichev, went to Mezhebush, went to Breslev. Oh, it's so crazy when you're in Breslev.
Uman, you mean? Breslev is
Breslev is separate from Uman, and then we ended off in Uman for like 6-7 hours just sitting by Rabbeinu. And so Breslev, it's so
crying your eyes out.
It's so beautiful. You see the beautiful lake. You see where Rabbi Nachman and Rabbi Nassan did their hisbodedus. You can picture it in your head. It was really an amazing experience, and I really get it. I don't know, Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is hard. I mean, I should be going. I should have gone this. I tried going. I had a spot with BRI. Had a spot. It just didn't work out. But every single time you go to the Ukraine trip, you have this intensive longing because we're just strengthening our connection to the tzaddikim. Really, every single day. Every single day. It's just a different experience every time.
Yeah. I went after sixth grade with my dad.
Oh wow!
And his Hasidic friend who's Hungarian Hasidic. We booked a driver to take us around the country, pretty much. We didn't know who he was. We just booked the guy. He starts speaking Hebrew to us.
Wow!
This Ukrainian dude speaks fluent Hebrew because he takes people to Uman the whole time. He's taking Israelis and he's learned Hebrew somehow.
I love that.
And he's with us while we go through. We went Uman, Mezhbizh, some other place in Ukraine, and then the last place in Ukraine, we ended up in Hungary, but the last place in Ukraine was Mezhbizh. There was Munkach.
Oh, Munkach! Wow.
Munkach. And it's Ukraine. And we booked the nicest hotel in Munkach, which is nothing supposedly so fancy. And when we were at the reception, there's a list of what's on every floor, and we see -1 mikveh.
Ooh.
So I asked the receptionist, "What's this thing?" And this is a Jewish-owned hotel. We even have a separate dining room with kosher food. If you want, we can get the kosher chef to come in and cook for you.
Wow.
And so, completely random. We had the most delicious hot kosher meal in
Shmak. Wow.
And we went to the shul. The shul had a minyan for Mary. We went there. There was 10 men, probably over the age of 90. That's the end of the community is over, right? This is 17 years ago. No, this is not 71. It's like 15 years ago.
So they were in it. They were in it. Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's really cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very nice.
Woo. Munkach. Crazy things happen in Munkach, Achi. Gabor, we should all be healthy, happy, and successful.
Amen.
Health, happiness, and success. Bringing Shabbos with simcha. Chevra. We'll continue. Fired up. Be well.